You have now entered into Tony Tone's world. The Tony Tone's world.
I haven't seen the second one.
So there's a character. His name's Embarrassment.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's
purple,
in the first
right?
one. He's purple. So basically, I wore a purple thing. I dyed my hair pink, and then I just put my hoodie on the entire day, and it was very embarrassing. So
Nice.
I fit the role pretty perfectly, and
Yeah.
we did win. So, you know what's kind of funny though. I know we're gonna talk about. I'll correlate it back later on too as well, but the Bears and what happened with the Bears this last end of the game was very embarrassing.
Yeah.
But before we go there, let's talk about this bum ass fight that we saw. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. You know, there's reports coming out on TikTok, and granted, obviously you take it for granted was whatever the expression is, that it was rigged. You know, there's videos of supposedly he whispered some shit like, "Don't you want to get paid?" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The training videos of Mike Tyson and leading up to it, it definitely seemed like he had more in him, and I'm not sure what happened. Why he this ultimately it just seemed he didn't put like his foot to the gas. He just kind of held off.
Absolutely, he didn't. I read something, or I was listening to something that said that there was in the contracts. Of course, we don't see the full extent of the contracts. We hear and see what they want us to hear. But in the contract, supposedly it incentivized them going 8 rounds to put on a longer show, which makes sense. It's a Netflix special. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say this. I can't stand Jake Paul. The only reason why I tuned in is because I wanted to see him get his ass knocked out. Obviously, we were never going to see the Mike Tyson that we knew. It was always going to kind of be Mike Tyson was trying to get some money, but Jake Paul, the one thing you can't say about the guy is he knows how to put on a show. He knows how to put on a show, and he gets people to watch his shit. I can't stand the guy, but he's an entertainer and he brings people to watch his shit. And it was a Netflix special, so it's kind of we're the idiots for thinking that we were going to see something other than what we saw. It was never going to be a real boxing match. It was never going to be anything other than the joke of a poor excuse for boxing that we witnessed, which really sucks. As you know, the ones of us that are old enough to remember Tyson's glory days and to see that, it's just it's honestly an embarrassment, but we should have known better.
Yeah. I remember back in the day we used to have the hot box. It's like this year's version of like Stream East.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
you put the hot box, you unlock that shit, and then you get to like watch pay-per-views and stuff. Remember when you actually had to change the channel by clicking the button or turning the knob? God, I'm dating myself now. But my grandma used to have a turn the knob TV. She probably still has it, to be honest. But yeah, I was very disappointed in that fight. Very disappointed. I just after the first 2-3 rounds, it was like you could also see his age coming into play as well. But I feel like he had at least a good couple combos that he could have gave him, and he hit him with the, what was that? I think it was a left hook. He hit him with the left hook, and then he could have went after him, and then he just like laid off. He didn't do anything.
Absolutely. I watched back, and it's like I feel like he was biting his gloves, trying to hold himself back from knocking him out in some places. Yeah, it was just horrible. I will honestly, I tell myself this, but I probably will never honestly watch another Jake Paul fight unless he's fighting a legit current prime fighter that there's some type of legitimacy. But as long as he keeps fighting these, retired ex-pro fighters that need money, or just the type of people that he's lining himself up with, I have no interest in it anymore. It's to me that was your peak. That's the last time you're gonna fool me, and I'm never gonna tune in again because I just have no interest. I'll watch a clip of if he ends up getting knocked out by one of these guys or whatever. I'll watch it afterwards, but I'm not gonna tune into that shit anymore.
As much as I'd say that, I'm sure if he gets a fight against Conor McGregor or Ryan Garcia, like he was talking about, or Sean O'Malley or something like that, you're gonna tune in. So I'm not. You sound like the people that decide that they don't want to buy Call of Duty, or like, I'm not buying Call of Duty this year, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden I see you on Call of Duty.
But he's never gonna get a Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is never gonna fight that dude. Ryan Garcia, he's out. Their weight class is so different. They're never going to fight each other because there's too big of a difference. And Ryan Garcia's power for what it is, it's never gonna truly hurt. I mean, Jake Paul's a bigger guy. You may not see it, but he's a bigger guy than Ryan Garcia, so he's never gonna fight him.
I don't know. I can see Jake Paul or Jake Paul. Yeah, I can see him cutting some little weight, maybe doing a catch weight. Ryan Garcia
doesn't even want to fight. He doesn't even want to fight McGregor at 170. He already said 170 is never going to happen. He's never going to fight McGregor at 170.
I don't know. I feel like I never thought he would ever fight Mike Tyson. So there's always a possibility here.
I mean, I suppose
it was definitely a lackluster.
It would take something pretty significant for me to tune in to watch it.
Okay. All right. Well, you hear that? You hear it now. This dude's never going to watch Jake Paul again. Granted, I'm not like a big Jake Paul fan, but obviously Mike Tyson was fighting. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him fight Nate Diaz because of who Nate Diaz is. I wanted to see him fight Ben Askren, even though I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen because Ben Askren's a wrestler. The Nate Robinson one was kind of funny. I mean, the way he knocked his ass out was crazy. He never recovered from that.
See, Nate Diaz is the only one that I watched. And then, of course, Mike Tyson. But I didn't watch any of the other ones. I just got highlights of it or whatever. But I didn't watch any of the other ones.
The co-main, though, the Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor fight, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good one. They're scrapping. They're throwing hands. It's wild that Amanda Serrano lost that fight with the stats and stuff like that she had. She had better stats in every single category and still lost the fight. Granted, I didn't bet the fight, but I was going to bet that one fight, and I would have taken Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor. Is that her name? Katie Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have taken her. So I would have cashed in on that, but that would have been one of those things like, wow, I didn't expect to win that bet at all because I think Serrano gave it to her, even though she did have a pretty nasty head gash above her eyebrow. But most of that was because Katie Taylor kept headbutting her.
Yeah.
So
she headbutted her like 3 or 4 times. It was funny seeing the coach because you don't usually see coaches jump in, but the coach of Serrano like stole the mic and started like ranting about the girl, and they couldn't get the mic away from him for like a good few minutes. It was pretty funny. But no, I 100%. I mean, if you just look at the strikes alone, the fact that Katie Taylor won that fight is pretty astonishing because Serrano outstruck her by over 100 and something strikes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And yes, okay, significant strikes play a factor, and I don't know that particular number. But in boxing, I mean, a lot of times it's the work that you're putting, it's your activity, along with your strikes, because there were no knockdowns. You can't take each other down to the ground. So it's usually the work that you're putting in and who's active and whatnot, which clearly went to Serrano by a large margin. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say how she didn't win that fight. Yeah. Like, honestly, when you look at the numbers, how didn't she win that fight? So I don't know. Makes you question the legitimacy of the entire card.
Right.
And Serrano didn't even seem mad about it. She didn't seem mad about it in her interview.
Just disappointed, sad.
She was like all happy and go lucky in her interview, kind of, and she was talking a little bit about how they know that that was the kind of fighter. But if that's me, I'm pissed. Like, how are you not saying, I outstruck this girl by 100 something strikes and yada yada yada, and are calling out the shitty judging. I don't know. Maybe it's Netflix and they can't do some of that stuff. Who knows? I mean, again, that's the type of stuff we don't know. But I don't know. I feel like on a normal pay-per-view match, they would be calling out and saying some shit about judging and things like that.
She was praising that this fight got so many views and how they were selling out the stadium, right, in Dallas. But come on, in reality, it was because of Mike Tyson.
Right, it had nothing to do with her.
So even Clarissa Shields, I forgot what the statement she made, but Serrano was like, "Yeah, we had the most views. Look at the women's boxing and stuff like that." I mean, granted, I would have watched her fight anyways, even if she wasn't on this, if it was a different promotion. So I would have watched it anyways. But you can't tell me if Mike Tyson's not on the card or if Jake Paul's not on the card, you're not going to be selling out that stadium. And Clarissa Shields kind of had some words for her saying that she had the most views. She was the one that's been putting women's boxing on the top of the map. So yeah. So either way, I don't know. Other than those two cards, I mean, other than those two fights, I didn't really watch that one fight in the beginning. I didn't even know who the hell they were. The guy from like India, I don't even know who that guy was. Apparently, there's some YouTubers or something like that. So I don't know. I'm over it. That fight, that fight card was kind of disappointing.
Absolutely.
UFC. Now that one was disappointing, and then it got good. So Bo Nickel, he went to decision with Paul Craig. I was expecting more. He just kind of seemed like he was just maintaining the fight. He wasn't really trying to go for the finish. I'm not sure if he was trying to prove a point that he could go through all 3 rounds, but I mean, it just wasn't a very entertaining fight.
No, it was definitely lackluster for sure. I mean, he even got booed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and that obviously tells you something. And if you're not entertaining the crowd, you're never gonna pull much higher than what you're getting now, especially with Dana White. Dana White, he wants people to be entertained. He's looking for knockouts. He's looking for action, and not the type of fight that we saw from Bo Nickel.
I'm pretty sure all 5 fights in the main card, all favorites won. Yeah. So I didn't put I didn't know what the payout would have been on that one, but that's pretty interesting. Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. Now this one was pretty entertaining. There were glimpses of Michael Chandler almost having him in like the 3rd round or 4th round or something like that. 5th round. Charles Oliveira pretty much.
No. Yeah.
Charles Oliveira pretty much took him down several times, got on top of him, tried choking him out. He had a couple close guillotines, couple close submissions there at the between each round actually. But at the end, Michael Chandler just kind of let loose. And he almost had him. He almost had him. And then when he got it on his back and they did those it looked like WWF like suplex type shit where he just threw his ass on the ground. It's the same thing that happened in the first fight with them too.
Yeah.
That's how Michael Chandler got submitted, was he took his back. Charles Oliveira took his back. He went to stand up, tried dropping him on his back, but then at that point in time, Oliveira got it submitted, or he submitted him.
This is a case in point in the difference between the fights that Dana White wants, right? Between what Bo Nickel did. Michael Chandler, he's lost his last several fights, but he keeps getting these big draws because he puts on a show. He puts up a fight. He never gives up. He was getting his ass beat that entire match pretty much. And out of nowhere in the 5th round, the guy, I mean, honestly, I thought he knocked out Charles Oliveira. I thought he was going to knock him out for a quick minute. And, Oliveira fought smart and he ended up taking him down and pretty much not letting go. He literally looked like he stuck to him like glue on his back, even after getting slammed. And that shit hurts.
Oh,
like that full body weight. I mean, he's literally jumping into the air, full body weight onto the guy's chest. Like, that shit hurts, but it was also hilarious. I think we were all in the call just cracking up because it was, just that grit that he had to be able to do that, and not only once but twice. I think he even laughed about it after he did the second one.
Yeah.
When they were on the ground, it was funny. I saw a clip of oh my god, I forgot it. Airbender. What's Airbender's name? Full name
Israel
is
Adesanya.
Adesanya. So I saw a clip of Adesanya watching at his house and calling for the slam, and he went crazy laughing. Just he thought it was hilarious and awesome. You know, just seeing another fighter as big as he is in Adesanya get that excited about seeing that same thing. You gotta love it. It's mad respect.
Yeah. Again, Charles Oliveira has always been a beast. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's always very entertaining, even though he does go to the ground and tries to get submissions, but he will stand there and, engage in on the feet as well. The Chandler TKO almost cashed. It almost cashed. It almost cashed.
Got close. Gave you gave you a chance, gave you some excitement in the end.
Yeah.
But my boy Oliveira pulled it out.
Jon Jones, Stipe. Man, I love watching Jon Jones fight.
Love it.
I don't know if I think I kind of like watching him fight at light heavyweight, not heavyweight.
Yeah, he's a little faster. I think some of his tools that he has show better in light heavyweight just because, he is faster but damn, did that I mean, when he kicked Stipe, that final kick to the ribs, that hurt. Like that hurt me watching that to the
That
ribs,
was nasty.
man. Oh my god.
He knocked the air out of him. I think Stipe had a rib fracture and a lacerated spleen.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm surprised there's not more rib fractures. But what's funny is I watched his post-game interview, and I don't know if you saw, but he was saying that everybody kind of knows that Jon Jones doesn't have, or he's not known for like that one knockout punch. He doesn't knock out people in one shot. He beats you down, and with all of his different techniques, because he can hit you from anywhere and everything. His entire body he uses as a weapon. But he was looking for that knockout type of punch, not knockout type of move, and that's where he developed that spinning back kick. And I guess they were saying that he had been working on that move, I mean, for just several weeks straight. Nothing but that kick over and over and over for hours at a time to perfect it. And then for him to not only, put that much work into it and to see it come to light with it being the knockout move on Stipe is, I mean, for that guy to add a new weapon at his age and at this point of his career is nothing but proving the fact that he's the best there is.
Yeah. Stipe did, we talked about it when they were fighting. Stipe, for whatever reason, in the beginning of the fight, and even like during the press conferences and stuff leading up to the fight, he just didn't look right. He looked like he was tired. Like, I don't know. It was just something off about him. He just didn't seem like he was healthy.
The easiest way I would say is he looked his age. He looked his age in fighting. He really did.
What is he, 42 or something
42,
like that?
yeah, 42.
So I guess
I will say he struck okay in the first round.
Yeah.
He did strike okay, but his overall demeanor and his face, yeah, he looked his age. He looked tired.
Yeah, he fought Francis in 21. So I mean, he had a 3-year layoff. Yeah, I mean, age is something you can never beat,
Yep.
Yeah, it was tough, but I'm glad to see him retire. It was that moment was also kind of lackluster as well. I thought he was going to be a little bit more grandioso. I don't know, take off his gloves, kind of say some more words, but he was kind of pretty preserved about the whole situation.
Yeah. Maybe a little defeated in the moment too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just got your ribs fucking
yeah.
hit by a fucking bus.
They said that he thought about putting his like after he said he was retiring, he thought about cutting his gloves and putting them on the canvas, but he just decided to leave.
Gotcha. There is UFC this weekend. Did you know that?
No, didn't.
So
there's almost a card every weekend now. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, Peter Yan?
Yeah, that's pretty much the only fight I really care about. The Peter Yan Davison Figueroa fight. Both are dogs. Both like to scrap.
Haven't they fought before?
Possibly. I don't remember. Let's see. Maybe long
Maybe
time
not.
ago. I don't see it. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Either way, I think Peter Yan is the one favored right now.
That
But
makes sense.
I think I would like taking. I think I'd take Davison in this matchup. I like the way he scraps. He can he'll get dirty. He doesn't mind it. I think he can. He gets down on the ground. He can handle his own. Obviously, Peter Yan, he's a good striker as well, and he'll take you down. But I don't know. I just feel like Davison is on a little level right now. He's won his last couple of fights, and he's feeling pretty good. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, they're both decently entertaining fighters. Nothing too crazy. I don't think either one has like true knockout power, but they're definitely good fighters. It should be interesting.
It's at 5 a.m. on Saturday.
Oh shit! So it's
where the hell is this at? Galaxy Arena. Where the hell is Galaxy Arena? Jesus.
No clue.
That has to be like overseas somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. 5 a.m. is wild.
Damn. I was gonna watch this fight, but maybe I won't be watching it live. That's crazy. It's probably I would assume it's somewhere maybe Japan. I don't know. Maybe no, it wouldn't be Japan. They'd make something bigger. I would assume, right?
I mean, maybe.
Now I'm just curious where it's at. Sorry.
Macau? It's in Macau.
Where the hell is that at?
Well, I just found Macau, bro. I don't know where Macau is.
Is it in China?
It's in China. Yeah, it's China.
It's in China. Okay. Well, no wonder we don't know where the hell that's
Macau. I just know it's MACUA. So, yeah.
That's a good pronunciation.
Or MACAU, excuse me. That's why I said Macau. So,
yeah, makes sense why I don't know most of these fighters then. Nor can I pronounce any of them. All right. Well, I'll take Figueroa on that one. Do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off with the shitty play of our teams? Well, actually, mine's probably a little bit better than yours.
Yeah, mine was just the Cowboys getting their ass beat once again at home. We're trash, and at this point, I kind of hope they keep losing because then we get a better draft pick, and honestly, and then it'll guarantee that they make changes. It's sad to say, but that's where I'm at, right? That's where I'm at as a fan of the Cowboys at this point where we're at. We need changes. So the only way that we can guarantee them and to do better for ourselves in the draft and get better players is I hope they continue to lose. I hope they continue to lose the rest of the season. Like, it's sad to say, but that's kind of like where I'm at.
Dude, I was watching the game a little bit last night while I was doing some other things, but I was keeping an eye on it. Oh, I was watching the Bulls game. That's right. Great win. Zach LaVine went off in the fourth quarter. But anyways, Cooper Rush was just throwing the ball in the air, and you could just see how defeated CD Lamb was.
Yeah,
he was just, and I don't know what happened right before you guys went into halftime. They had an opportunity to go downfield to get a field goal at least or something, right? To get in field goal range. And the last like 3 plays, the second play was shitty, whatever. The third play, they didn't do much. And then the fourth play, like Cooper Rush just threw the ball and he just kind of threw it to the sideline, deep sideline. It was so, I don't know if he meant to do that or what, but like the receivers just all looked defeated.
Yeah, it's horrible. He threw the ball 55 times yesterday. 55 times. Like, Cooper Rush is not your first string quarterback that's going to go win you games. Why is he throwing the ball 55 times? Run the ball. Your running game is the problem. Like, some of those things, like run the ball. I don't understand it. And then even at that, like we go and trade for Jonathan Mingo, right? We give up whatever we gave up. I think it was like a 4th or 5th round pick for this guy from Carolina, which was a joke to me that they gave up that for this kid. And what does he do in the game? Not a single fucking thing. He has 0 receptions 4 targets, 0 receptions, 0 yards. Like this other guy named June Thomas. I don't even know who he is. Not a clue. Ryan Flournoy. Not a clue. Both of them had a reception in the game. Flournoy had 2 receptions in the game. Another guy, Brivian Span Ford, had 4 receptions in the game. But the guy we traded away, a 4th pick to, can't get a single, like, I don't know. We're a joke. Cowboys are a joke. We had two fumbles on the same play last night. Two fumbles on the same play.
Did you see Zeke when he had that 1 carry? He had 1 carry for 8 yards. He literally went to he was going left of the field. When he was getting tackled, the ball almost came out.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, Cooper Rush fumbled the ball. Our tackle, Tyler Guyton, picked up the ball. Then he fumbles the ball. And I'm pretty sure that fumble ended up going for a touchdown for the Texans.
No, it should have been actually a bigger game because they had that 1 big play in the beginning that got called back.
Well, they still scored a touchdown on that drive.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, Mixon ran like a 40-something yard touchdown.
He went off. He had 3 touchdowns.
Hey, I loved it because, if we're going to talk about it, we can talk about it. Mixon actually helped me beat your ass in fantasy football this week. So I moved to 10-1 in our league and sent Tony packing into, I don't know, what are you now in 7th place?
I'm like in the middle. I'm in the middle of the pack. I don't remember, but I want to say that Travis Kelce ultimately fucked me.
I mean, you lost by 50 points. So I don't want to say Travis Kelce fucked you.
Travis Kelce fucked me. I didn't even have a chance. He scored 0 points, which we'll get into that game. But yeah, the Cowboys, I find it fucking hilarious. Did you see my little meme that I put in?
You're still in 6th. You're still in 6th place.
So I'm in the middle of the pack.
You're technically still playoff eligible. You're 6-5 right now. But you got some work to do in order to stay in it. Because you got David and Greg right on your ass. I
wanted to put this on my TikTok, so I physically went on my computer and edited it so I could make a reel or whatever it's called. I don't know. A video for TikTok. And it says, dudes that root for Cowboys close the refrigerator door with their hip and say boop. It's so funny.
Stupid.
So funny. So funny. I saw you tag me too on when the Bears lost.
Oh, man, absolutely.
Dude, the Bears, honestly, this game, Caleb looked a lot better. He was getting the ball out quicker. He was still getting sacked, but he was getting the ball out quicker. The offensive plays were a bit better. I think the coaching wasn't the greatest. I think we had an opportunity to go for it in fourth down in the 4th quarter, and we decided to punt. That ultimately fucked us as well. But I mean, it came down to the field goal. They apparently the Green Bay, or I guess one of the scouting reports, is that our kicker has low trajectory when he's kicking the ball. So they overloaded one side of the line and obviously got the block field goal. But dude, I was on the way to a soccer tournament with my daughter, and I have the thing blaring. I'm watching it on my phone, blaring, and then next thing I know, I'm watching it and they fucking block it, and I'm in traffic, and I almost, dude, I wanted to crash into somebody. I was so pissed.
I bet.
It was so heartbreaking, but they did look better. Caleb looked better.
So I have a question for you. How would you, not that you ever want to lose, but as a fan, how would you prefer to lose? The way the Cowboys just did, where you got your ass blown out, or a last second block field goal, like last second win like that, where
last second.
Really? You would?
Yep. Because I'm in the game. I'm tuned in. I know my team doesn't suck. I know we have a chance here. And it's also against Green Bay. In this specific case, it's against our rival. So like our specific right, I mean, that's any Bears fan will tell you the Green Bay is our number one enemy. So just having the opportunity to beat them, but yeah, I think just the upside going further into next week is, I feel better about our team from our last game than what I did the week before. Whereas as a Cowboys fan, you might as well just not even watch football because they suck.
Whoa. I'm still watching football. I still love football in general. It's just my team.
You might as well just burn the jersey.
Well, I mean, I'm just in the same boat Bears fans have been in for the last like 10, 20 years, whatever it may be, because y'all couldn't win shit. Well, technically, you're still not really winning shit. So I would argue, though, that it's a more heartbreaking to a fan to lose the way you guys lost.
No, we're almost there. We're almost there.
But that's just
our gap is smaller than the Cowboys right now. Your Cowboys has a big old,
Okay, we're not arguing that. Though. We're not arguing that. We're arguing that it's harder as a fan to lose that way because you get so hyped. You're right there. You're like, on the cusp of winning. And then it's like somebody just fucking reaches in your chest and rips out your fucking heart and just crushes that bitch and says, not today. It's like you got the Matumbo finger wag right in your face. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, that's not happening. Sorry. I don't know. That to me hurts. Like, I feel like that's harder as a fan to lose than to just, my team got their ass beat. They fucking suck. I can't live with that. Obviously, that's a problem. I hate that, the fact that that's the case. But going into it, if I expect them to get their ass beat, and I don't know. I've been through a lot. I've been through the heartbreaks more than I can count, just the way you guys lost with the Cowboys. I can't tell you how many times we've lost in close games or things like that. Shit has happened to us in the playoffs with
Dak.
Well, no, not Dak. With Des Bryant when he caught that ball. By the way, I still to this day will say he caught that ball in the playoffs against the Packers, and it got ripped out of our fucking hands, and they said that it wasn't a touchdown.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that.
They turned it over and we lost the game. So that type of shit has happened. But it hurts. Those fucking hurt, and that's the type of pain that you don't forget. You know what I mean? Like, I won't remember this beat down by the Texans, but the loss like you guys had yesterday, like that shit hurts. You'll remember that fucking loss.
Dude, we've been through so many kicking. I mean, we had the double doink a couple of years ago. So I mean, I don't know. I personally, had the competitive side of me is like, if I was in that situation, I'd much rather lose by like last second. I mean, obviously both are heartbreaking, but very like, you can't even like get yourself motivated to play in those sort of games where you're just getting your ass whooped and you can't do nothing about it, and you're going to lose by a lot of points. So, I think I would still go with losing last second.
I feel you. I think part of me would too, but it still hurts more.
I don't care. If this is a competition, the Cowboys suck more than the Bears.
It's not. That wasn't the competition.
Well, I'm always thinking about.
Listen, they both fucking suck. That doesn't change the fact that they both fucking suck. You guys are still probably going to lose.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Fucking 4 of your next 5 games. Come on.
You know what's funny is Snugs hit me up after the game. And he was like, "Hey, when this week," or he was like, "Have you talked to Nick?" I'm like, "No, I blocked him. I don't want to talk to him right now." And he's like, "What do you talk to him? Tell him to suck my ass."
Fucking love it.
It's fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, no, I had to tag all you guys because I was surprised. I honestly thought when you guys are going for that field goal, I'm like, okay. I did see the Eberflus was complaining and calling for some type of review. Well, not that it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's not gonna fucking matter or anything.
He was saying that there was a penalty on that play that they pushed down on the center or something like that.
Very rarely in any sport does that ever happen where you like protest the last play. Like it even just happened in the Timberwolves game where Julius Randle hit a game-winning 3 at the very end, and he traveled right before it. But
Yeah.
not gonna do it. I mean, they're not calling travel in fucking NBA right now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I saw even the NFL in one game that they admitted that there was.
Yeah, and what are you supposed to do? You're gonna reverse it? I mean,
Right. They can't. It's just kind of like
what are you
that
gonna?
unspoken rule. It is what it is.
Yeah,
What can you do?
yeah, exactly. I mean, the only idea here is to get AI involved, get some robots in there, some Elon Musk robots, and have them referee. And I don't know, just it is what it is. You're not gonna ever get
Yeah.
a call.
Well, the hard
reversed
part is like even if they did call that penalty, right? That means they have to re-kick. So what are they going to do? Roll out the full team and all that, and go re-kick it in that same scenario? Like you can't do that. You have to just
Yeah.
go with what happened. It's part of the game. Mistakes, refs make mistakes, and penalties are missed. It's just the nature of the game.
Dude, we have the Vikings next this upcoming week.
Yep.
We'll go through the spreads later, but that'll be a pretty good game as well. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna be competitive in all of them. It's gonna be very interesting to see what we do on Thanksgiving. We'll see.
So you want to know why you guys will be, and I agree, you guys will be somewhat competitive in all of those games, and it's your defense. Your defense is doing great. They're consistently keeping you guys in games. Your offense, yes, your offense played better, but your defense is to me the reason why you guys will stay. You guys won't get blown out, right? That's what I mean. Your defense won't.
You guys are gonna get blown out. No Diddy.
I mean, we got the
Commanders
Bengals.
next. You got Commanders next.
Oh, it's the Commanders. Fuck the Commanders. Look, I have one game on my mind that there's like 2 or 3 games that I think we'll win still this season. If we beat the Giants at home on Thanksgiving, I'll be happy. We have to beat the Giants. We have to beat the Giants at home on Thanksgiving.
The Giants are going.
That'll make me happy. Fuck the Giants. The Giants are trash.
Giants are getting a new QB, aren't they?
Yeah, DeVito, who is garbage. He's a backup for a reason.
Tommy
he's behind
DeVito. He's gonna bring the salami. Yeah, he's gonna bring the prosciutto.
He's gonna get salami. Fucking douchebag.
Right,
DeVito's trash.
All right. All right. Let's go back towards the other games, though. I don't have much more to say about the Bears, but yes, ultimately depressing that we lost, but it was a good game.
Lions blew the fucking brakes off the Jags. I mean, Jesus.
That spread of 13.5 was not enough. Holy
it wasn't
shit.
enough. They're gonna start putting 20-point spreads for this team right now. Jeez,
that was wild. Yeah, they steamrolled through them. I think they're the favorite in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl.
I'd have to agree. They're the most complete team right now. They only have 1 loss. Like, hey, give me some Lions, baby. The Lions are I love it.
The Colts, Jets. I'm pretty sure you were heavy on those Jets. You're like, oh, the Jets are gonna.
No, I wasn't heavy, but
the Jets are gonna win. They're due. Blah 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 blah. Look at that shit.
And they fucking were. They did come back. They were winning that game, and then they shit the bed in the final fucking some odd minute or 2 in the fourth quarter. Fucking trash ass Jets. Last time I trust Aaron Rodgers to pull some shit out of his ass.
They just fired the GM there too.
Yeah, well, they need to fire some more people because the GM why fire the GM? What the fuck is the GM doing? The GM's doing nothing but getting you all the players that you want in Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And like, what the fuck did he do wrong? It's not his fault that your coaches are trash. They're just looking to fire people in New York to blame somebody because the real person that's not cutting it out there is Aaron Rodgers and all the people he fucking demanded.
Yeah. I like that little rant. Let's see. Ravens, Steelers. That was a pretty close game. Steelers pulled it off with no touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin, somehow he can get in those nasty games and he just knows how to coach.
Dude, I saw this stat that Boswell has more points than like half of the top offensive players in the league. Like Boswell had 6 field goals in that game. Like that guy is just carrying the Steelers this year.
Lamar Jackson didn't have that great of a game either.
No, he didn't. But there were several drop passes by his wide receivers as well, and he missed some pretty decent shots. But I mean, that's defense too, right? Because that's the pressure that the Steelers defense, who had a good game plan against them, that helped him out. I don't know. I think that's going to be a good matchup. We'll see again in the playoffs. I 100%, and I hope that they end up matched up against each other in the playoffs in the AFC. I'm looking for like a Bills Chiefs rematch in the playoffs, and a Steelers and
Ravens
rematch in the playoffs. I think those will be good matchups that I want to see.
Yeah. Vikings Titans. It was somewhat close, a little bit, but then at the end, Will Levis showed his true colors once again and threw some more interceptions, or threw one crucial interception at the end. I didn't really watch this game, but I just find it, I don't know, I find it funny when Will Levis throws this interceptions over after interception every single game.
He's just he's like a budget version of Kirk.
A Temu version.
Yeah, a Temu version. Yeah, he's just not great. He's not great. Yeah, it was closer than it should have been. I'll say that. I think the Vikings I'd let them play it a little closer than they should have. But yeah.
The Bengals Chargers game, I did watch a little bit of this as well. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joe Burrow at the end had a possibility to come back and, either tie it up or win it. But Justin Herbert, man, he looks pretty good. He's playing lights out right now.
So yeah, Justin Herbert's definitely playing well. I think he's doing what he needs to, but I'm gonna be honest, Joe Burrow is a fucking dog. The fact that the Cincinnati Bengals are 4-7 right now, as well as Joe Burrow is playing, is wild to me. It's kind of sad, right? Because it just means their defense is god awful. Because Joe Burrow is leading NFL stats for quarterbacks in almost every category, with yards, with touchdowns, with all of these things, and he just can't get any help. I mean, the fact that like he threw for 356 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is a winning quarterback stat line.
Yeah.
And they lost by a touchdown.
He has some great receivers too.
He has great receivers.
Jamar Chase is a dog, dude.
Yep.
That dude's a dog. It's crazy how he plays with did you see, like, when you watch him play, he has a whole grill full of just diamonds in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It surprises me that a lot of them just wear these big ass chains when they're playing. Like, I don't know. I feel like they would get ripped off more times than that, but apparently they don't.
You would think so. Yeah. As hard as the hits that they have and stuff. Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins had a pretty good run. He had scored 2 touchdowns, but I remember at the very last touchdown, he broke off and got that last touchdown. So that was a great play by them. That lad McConkey guy, he came in clutch at the very end too. I think it was 2 or 3 receptions at the very end. He reminded me of that Wes Welker, that missing Keenan Allen factor that they were missing.
Yeah, he's a nice little shifty wide receiver. He's a slot receiver and their third down guy. I mean, he consistently had clutch catches in third down situations for the Chargers and moved the sticks. And he was their leading receiver, 123 yards. And he's a rookie. He's a rookie out of Georgia. He's a pretty good.
I don't need any more receivers, but maybe I'll look at why. You think he's available in leagues right now?
No. He was drafted 100%. I'm pretty sure Tristan has him. I'm not mistaken.
Your man Bo Nix.
Dude, they beat the shit out of the
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, the Falcons, man. The Falcons literally did nothing in this game, and Bo Nix had 4 touchdowns. Shit, I wish it was this week because I'm having to play him this week. Hopefully he should still have a good game this week too. But yeah, he put up like 30-something yards and 30-something points in fantasy with his 4 touchdowns and 370 yards.
he spread the ball around too. I mean, every 4 different receivers throughout the game. Almost 4 different receivers had over 50 yards.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't tell you I'm a Bo Nix fan. I don't believe in him that much, but
shit, I take Bo Nix right now over fucking a lot of the player or the
Cooper Rush
over Cooper Rush. That's for damn sure.
The Bills Chiefs game. This game I did not watch. I was at a soccer game, so I wish I was watching this game.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
it was a good one.
I just know that Travis Kelce didn't do shit for me. I am glad to see that Kansas City is no longer undefeated, because obviously I think they should have lost a couple of games in the beginning of the season already. But
yeah,
it was a good get back. I think they're 4-4 in total like overall record lifetime, like as between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So it's scheduling to be a great matchup in the playoffs once again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I had this was my pick in our super contest. I just had that feeling that the Bills are just a better team right now. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, the 9-0 record that they had was to me it was deceiving. I don't think they were as good as that. Still don't think they're as good as their record. I think they've just gotten lucky in a lot of close games. And Buffalo is better. I will say that Isaiah Pacheco who is their starting running back, is set to come back here soon. So they're going to have that 1-2 punch between Kareem Hunt and him, which is, only going to be a little bit more improvement for the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mahomes didn't have a great game. He did throw 2 interceptions. He had 3 touchdowns and little under 200 yards. But yeah, the Bills don't have a great defense. They don't have a great defense this year as opposed to what they've had in the past. So yeah, it was a good game. Should be an interesting matchup that I think we'll potentially see again. If a team like the Bengals aren't going to somehow slip into the playoffs and contend, because they're good enough, right? The Bengals are good enough to contend offensively if they were to make it in a playoff game. But the problem is they, with their record and how far they are behind, I just don't know if they'll end up getting there to be able to potentially upset one of these types of teams in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that does it for our little summary. Do you have any other games that you want to talk about or no?
Nothing. I mean, the fact that the Niners lost, I love it. That was good to see. But other than that, I think we're good.
All right. Let's switch over to our super contest. So, again, picking 5 teams against the spread every week. Last week, we got 4 correct. We got the Eagles over the Commanders. Packers. We missed on the Packers. Who picked the Packers? Was that you or me?
We agreed on it.
We agreed on it? Okay. Packers. So it just goes to show you that I should never pick against the Bears ever again.
Well, I mean, they won. It's just the spread. We didn't cover the spread. So
right. Rams over the Patriots. Yep. Pretty easily there. Dolphins over the Raiders. Raiders absolutely suck. Yeah. And Bills over Kansas City. Yep. Who was my pick? Were the Dolphins?
No.
I don't remember who my pick was. Or it was the Eagles.
You picked the Eagles.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
I talked you into the Rams and the Dolphins, and we went with those 2 together.
We have Steelers at Browns. Steelers minus 3.5. We have Chiefs at Panthers. Chiefs minus 11. I think I like that. I mean, the Panthers absolutely suck.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like the Steelers at minus 3.5 too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Let's pick those 2. Oh, it just went down live. It just went down to 11 or 10.5 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, we'll take the half point.
All right. Dallas at Washington. Washington -10. Jesus. Lions at Colts. Lions -7.5. Vikings at Bears. Bears +3.
Vikings, baby.
Bucks at Giants. Bucks -5.5. Titans at Texans. Texans -8.5. Patriots at Dolphins. Dolphins -7. I think I like the Dolphins there. Broncos at Raiders. Broncos -5.5.
Give me some Broncos.
Cardinals at Seahawks. Cardinals -1. 49ers at Packers. That'll be a good game. Packers -2.5.
Yeah, that should be a good one. I think
I
the
think
Packers take it.
I'm on the opposite. I think the 49ers take that. Eagles at Rams. Eagles -3. Ravens
Another
at
good one.
Ravens at Chargers. Ravens -3. That'll be a good one as well. All right, so we agreed on the Steelers and Chiefs right now. What are you thinking far as your second one?
What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I think the Bucks beat the Giants. I'm feeling good about the Broncos against the Raiders right now.
I would take the Bucks over the Giants over the Broncos Raiders game.
I think the Dolphins beat the Patriots. I mean, I'm kind of on the favorites a lot here.
I trust Baker Mayfield over Bo Nix, and I trust.
You're just a creature of habit. Trust the people that you know.
I mean, I don't know about the Dolphin. What's his name? What's the QB for Patriots? Is he getting benched? He
Tua.
might be.
For the Dolphins?
Patriots.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Drake May played last week.
He did play, but is he getting benched? I thought
No. They're not benching Drake May.
I'll let you choose. I'm okay with the Buccaneers or the Dolphins.
Let's go with the Bucks.
Okay.
Because I almost want to say that Mike Evans is back.
Okay.
Or he's supposed to be, because it's week 12. He was supposed to come out after bye. Mike Evans was supposed to be back, which is obviously a significant factor for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Giants aren't great. They're going with Tommy DeVito. Yeah, I think that the Bucks got that.
All right. And who is your pick for this week?
Ooh. Locking them Vikings, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, go for it. I don't care.
I'm going with my ride or die this year. I'm going with my Broncos. It's not my ride or die.
You found your second team without even knowing it.
No, I've enjoyed good play, and he's been playing well, and I'm actually having to play him in fantasy this week, so why not go with him in our super contest too? I think he'll cover. The Raiders are just bad, so. Although I will say, as bad as the Raiders are playing, Brock Bowers is that guy, and I don't even know if you know who he is, but Brock Bowers has been killing it over there, because I think he's just the only one they have to throw the fucking ball.
I was gonna be honest. I thought it was a defensive player. You were.
No, Brock Bowers is a tight end, and he had like 13 receptions in their last game, and has been consistently putting up like some pretty good points. So whoever ended up drafting him in fantasy is probably ended up going to be the number one tight end. I wouldn't be surprised, but 13 receptions for 126 yards and a touchdown. Like that's good for a tight end. He currently has 70 receptions for 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. So guys doing well.
In this week's pick, I'm going to take the Dolphins -7.
Okay, I like that pick. I think the Dolphins will.
So we got chalk again once this week. So we'll see how I gotta look at these spreads as we go down the week to see if we can get better numbers. But Steelers -3.5, KC -10.5, Bucks -5.5, Broncos -5.5, and Dolphins -7.
I mean, I know we have all chalk, but I think the weeks that we had all chalk and we tried to
Spice it up.
we ended up screwing ourselves because we both would pick, non-favorites and we lost. So I think we just trust our picks. I mean, yes,
we did go up 600 in the ranking.
I'm saying, bro.
So
we
we're
in this,
there, baby. We in there.
We in this.
All right. Till next time. Appreciate everybody listening. Please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you gotta do. Help out the algorithm. Till next week. Peace.
Peace.
The Tony Tones world.